Hey everyone, guess what? It's time to say bye-bye to 2020, a year we would all love to forget, and it's time to say hello to 2021. And guess what you're going to need? You are going to need new calendars for the new year, and that is what we are going to be making today. So let's head on over to the craft table and get started.
Today I'm going to be making an easel calendar and a refrigerator magnet calendar, and these are just some of the products that I'm using today. These are from In Love Arts, and I am using this paper pack that I thought was very appropriate. It's called A Better Tomorrow, and I thought after the year we have all had in 2020, I'm hoping that 2021 is offering a better tomorrow. And these papers are just beautiful. I'm going to be using this one, but there are so many beautiful papers and fun papers in here, and I'm going to be using this one as well. And this one that we're coming up to, I really love it. It has writing on it that, as you can see, has a lot of encouraging words on it, a lot of encouraging phrases, and I absolutely love this and can't wait to use it, even though I'm not using it on today's project. I'm also going to be using this really fun dog stamp set. I just thought it was really cute, and one of these calendars is for me, and so I'm trying to get dogs on there that kind of resemble my dogs. I'm also going to be using this die set that has 2021, and if you're all thinking, wow, you can use this once to make calendars, but then what? You can use this all year long. Think about graduations and birthdays, and if you're doing, any scrapbooking, this will come in really handy, and it happens to come with dies that say Happy New Year as well, if you're going to be doing some Happy New Year cards or things like that. Let's see, what else am I going to be using? I'm going to be using this rose gold foil cardstock from Michaels. I'm going to be using a piece of cardboard from a food box. And there will be a few other things. I'm obviously going to be using magnets, and, well, I like to upcycle or recycle or reuse, so these are just scrap magnets that I'm using that came off from, well, these came off from Shutterfly magnets, but also, sometimes we get magnets from businesses and we can just, tear that off and reuse that magnet as well. And I'm sure there's other things that I'll be using, and I will just show you those along the way. So for this project, you're going to need a calendar, and I am going to provide that for you. I'm going to have a link below in the description box to a blog post on Crafter's Castle blog where you can click on this and then save it to your computer. Now, there is something that I want to tell you, is that you need to print this out as an 8 by 10. Yes, it's on 8.5 by 11-inch paper, but you need to print it out as an 8 by 10. Because if you don't and you print it out full page, you are going to lose Sunday all the way down this side and Saturday all the way down this side, and you don't want to do that. You want it to have all of the days of the week. Once you've printed it out, you're going to need to cut it out. And it's easy if you just follow these blue boxes. So just cut right across the top of each of those blue boxes that have the month in it. And then once you've done that, cut down the sides again right next to those blue boxes. And what you're going to end up with is little calendars that look just like this, and they are approximately 2.5 inches square. So when you get to these bottom ones down here, the paper is a little bit longer, just go in and cut them at 2.5 inches, and they will fit right with the rest of these. Once you've got them cut out and in the correct order, you can either use a stapler and staple them together, or you can use brads and attach them to the rest of the calendar that we're putting together. Or another way you can do it, and I actually still have this all clamped together, but you can clamp them together and then use some glue like Beacon's 3-in-1 and go across the top, make sure that it's glued nicely, and then clamp it together and let it dry. And once it's dry, then you will have, let me get that off in there, you'll have them stuck together in such a way that they can be peeled off. So those are just a few ways that you can put these together. And now let's get to the rest of the calendar. So the first calendar I'm going to make is going to be a refrigerator magnet, and you can make these any size you want. I've chosen to make this one 3 1/4 by 6 inches, and I'm using this piece of cardboard from an Eggo waffle box. And I like using this just for this, sturdiness of it. And no one is going to see this because I'm going to cover that up with that rose gold foil cardstock from Michaels. And while I'm gluing this on, I just want to let you know, like I said, you can make these any size you want. And that's the nice thing about it. And, the calendars themselves are 2.5 inches square. You could even make this that small if you want, or you can make it really big. You can add pictures to these, add photos, or just use your favorite papers. There are just so many possibilities, and these are great. You can make these and give them to your friends. What a fun thing for, kids to make to give to their teachers. So I've got that on there, and now this is I don't know if you can see it good, but it's kind of a wood grain that came out of that paper pack. And that's what I have decided to go with for this. And also the calendar that I'm going to be adding to it is the one that I used the glue. And I would suggest that you either glue it together like I did this one, or use staples and then glue it on. And the reason is for this because you don't want anything on the back that is going to get in the way of the magnets or scratch the refrigerator. And that's why I don't want to put, like brads all the way through on this. I just think it would be better to do something like this and glue it on, whether it's stapled together or whether you glued the top. Okay, so now I've got that on there, and I'm going to put this across the top. Now you can do this however you like. I like to use spray adhesives when I'm working with a lot of delicate pieces like this, just because it's difficult to get the glue on there, at least for me it is. So I'm going to go spray that and stick it on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got that on, and isn't that absolutely beautiful? I really love this die. It is just awesome. Okay, so next I have to put the calendar on. You can use double-sided tape or you can use glue, whatever it is that works best for you. And I like using glue. You don't have to put it all over the entire back if you don't want to. I'm not even sure I'm going to. Or, yeah, maybe I might. Maybe I won't. Decisions, and here I am, boom, did it all over the back. Okay, and I'm just going to line this up right where I want it, like so. And there is the front of our calendar. I love it. I really love the way it turned out. So the next thing to do is we're going to put the magnets on, and this is the magnetic side. So this is the part that I'm going to be gluing to the back. And I am just going to take these and just glue one strip down each side. Now there's a variety of magnets. You don't have to upcycle magnets. They sell magnets. You can even get the little round ones and put them on there, or you can get the strips. Totally up to you. But I like to upcycle as much as possible, as you saw with me using, part of the Eggo waffle box, and, using these strips that came off the top of, magnet pictures. They're, Christmas pictures of the family, but they're on magnets. You send them to your friends and family so that they can stick them up on their refrigerator. Anyways, these are actually across the top that you remove before you give them to anyone. And so, you know, I like to upcycle. Like I said, here's another one. Just peel the magnet off the back of these. We get these all the time. You know, oh, here's a magnet for our business. So there you go. That is our first one. Now let's move on to the next one. Now for the easel part of this easel calendar, you are going to need a piece of cardstock that is 11 inches long and as wide as you want your calendar to be. So I want mine to be 4 inches, so this is 4 inches. But you can make it wider or skinnier. It's totally up to you, but the 11 inches stays the same. So just use an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock and then just cut it to the width that you want. And then we are going to start scoring here. And we are going to score at, let's see, 4.5 inches and 5.25 inches and 6 inches and 10.5 inches. And these score marks on an 11-inch piece of cardstock are the same no matter how wide you make your calendar. And now it's time to start folding, and we're going to start with this one that was at 10.5 inches. And we're just going to fold that so it is a mountain fold. The next one is also a mountain fold. The next one is a valley fold. And the next one is a mountain fold again. Okay, so I'm going to fold those two together for a minute, like so. And then this is going to come over the top, and we're going to hook it actually on the inside like this so it doesn't show. And this is what it's going to look like. Actually, I call that a tea bag fold. What do you think? Looks like a tea bag to me. Okay, so I'm just going to take some glue. You can use double-sided tape or whatever works for you. I am a Beacon glue girl here, so we're just going to fold that and it will line up perfectly, just like that. So once the bottom is just folded like that, like a tea bag, this will all come together at the top. I have glue on my fingers. And we are going to let that sit for a minute while I grab what I'm going to use next. All right, so here is my base piece of cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 inches because that's the size that I'm using. And here is my pattern paper that is going to be layered right on top of that. And it doesn't matter if this piece is taller than the easel, but you want it to be the same width as the easel. So it's okay if it's taller, and this is actually going to be taller. You don't want it shorter. Okay, let me get this on here. Get that all lined up. Okay, so let me come over here for a minute. This is, and actually I'll do it this direction. This is going to be attached like so. So I'm not done yet. We're not going to attach it yet. I'm going to decorate this first. And let me find my little pieces. Here they are. So those were from that dog stamp set that I showed you that is so cute. And I colored them, trying to make them look like my dogs the best that I could. And then I just cut them out. And we are ready to attach them. And I have to see exactly how I want to do that. So what I'm going to do is, my calendar is not ready to be attached, but I'm going to sit it on here just to get an idea of where things are going to be. Okay, I think that's about right. And I could, yeah, I stamped on the other side of this and made a mistake. I don't waste anything, guys. You're going to figure that out. But anyways, I could have, popped these up, but I decided I didn't want to, even though now I'm having second thoughts thinking that I should pop her up. Ooh, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. I got me some 3D foam squares. Let me put the top on my glue. And let's put some foam squares on the back of that image. Okay, this is cool. Why didn't I not think of this before? By the way, I don't know if you noticed this. I'll lift it up. I used some liquid glass on those sunglasses. And I used a little bit for her eyes too, but let me see if you can see it there. I wanted to make them look real. Okay, let's get this one put on here. I'm going to pop her up right here. Kind of. There we go. Okay, and I am still not putting these on yet because I don't want them. See, I could put them on and then at the end of the year, look at that, I'm off camera. Woohoo! I can put them on and then at the end of the year, this whole thing is a waste. Or I can put them on in such a way that they can be replaced. And that is what I'm going to do because I'm going to be using brads. And I don't want to put the brads through before I adhere this to the easel because then I won't be able to get to them. So I'm going to have to adhere this to the easel first. So let me bring this in and I'm just going to, guess it really doesn't matter which side I use here. And I'm going to add my Beacon 3-in-1 all around these edges, like so. And, yep, I'll add a little bit more. Yeah, I can go glue crazy. La, la, la. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I'm just going to line this up with the bottom. So I'm going to stand it up while I put it together. That way I know everything is lined up right where it's supposed to be. And it's okay, like I said, that this goes above the back of this. That doesn't matter. It could go above it as high as I wanted it to. Okay, so now is when I'm going to attach the calendar with brads going all the way through to the back here, so that next year I can take a whole different calendar and stick it on there and this thing is not going to waste. Okay, I've got a little mat. You can use, even a piece of cardboard, something to slide in here so that when you poke the hole through for the brads, you're not poking it all the way through to the very back. So I've got that there. I've got these. Let me make sure everything is in the right order here. Okay, close enough. No, they are in the right order. And I'm going to lay this on here right about where I want it. Well, definitely where I want it. I think right there works for me. And this is going to be the challenging part on camera to make sure that I get things in the right place and all the way through. You know what, guys? You are getting the idea of what I'm doing, and I'm going to go do this off camera, and I'll be right back because I really need to be on top of this to make sure I'm getting it straight. There we go. I got it attached, and so you can see the brads come through right there where no one's going to see them, and next year I can remove them and add a new calendar. And look at that, I found a butterfly in my stash that I decided I wanted to add to it. And keep in mind that you can decorate these any way you want. You can make these shabby chic with lace and pearls and flowers. You can make them vintage. There are just so many possibilities. In fact, I think I might add a little bit more to this one. What do you think? Aren't those really pretty? Those are these little crystal pink mosaic stickers that were gifted to me, and they're They're stickers, but they're solid. They're not like paper or anything. And they're so shimmery. Okay, those were the perfect addition to this. I'll take some pictures so that you can see it standing up.
Thank you all for stopping by today, and I hope this has given you some ideas of your own. And don't forget, there are links below in the description box, including a 25% off discount code to In Love Arts should you decide to shop there. Happy crafting, everyone! Bye-bye! If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I hope you consider that too. And if you do, be sure to click the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos or giveaways. And I hope you stop by Crafters Castle on Facebook and also Crafters Castle Challenge blog to enter your creations.